Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
Because I think they're back. And they lose to Bryant, and everybody's like, what the hell is going on with this team that returned everything from last year's Final Four squad? But then they go to Orlando down the road for Thanksgiving, and they absolutely dominate. They beat Butler. They beat Texas A&M, a really good Texas A&M team, and then they pound Virginia Tech today to win the ESPN Events Invitational. Are they back, Jim? Like, are you convinced now that that was just one of those games against Bryant that was kind of a blip, and maybe they weren't really focused going into that game because, again, everybody's telling them how good they were in the offseason?
You can have a game like that early in the year. Michigan State's done in the past where they lose to somebody you just don't think they possibly could, and then they're in the tournament. They make a run to the Sweet 16 or even Final Four. So yeah, that can happen. Bryant has got some players. They're not as strong this year as they've been, but they're pretty good. But FAU, when you go do what they did last year and bring all these guys back, and you go down and play in this tournament, Butler's good. I mean, Butler's a pretty good team. Texas A&M, I think, is at least a top 20, top 15 team maybe. And then Virginia Tech's down a little bit. Their front line is not as good as it's been. But to beat them like that, 30-some points, yeah, they're legit. They're there. But, they're one of 30 teams. That's college basketball, the transfer portal, NIL, everything. Everybody's got some players. Everybody's pretty good. There's some teams that nobody thought would get there. They brought in 3 or 4 transfer portal guys, and all of a sudden they're pretty good. And the transfer portal affects everybody. I mean, North Carolina's got, I think, 4 guys from the transfer portal, and they make them deeper and better than they were. But look around the country at some of the teams playing well, and you look at 2 or 3 transfer portal guys on each one of those teams. And that's just college basketball right now. But you have to really like what the coach has done at Florida. I mean, he's done a great job there, got those guys to stick around. He stuck around. And, they're a legitimate top 20 team, maybe better.
Yeah, no doubt. Tio, my biggest question was Elijah Martin because he missed time in the preseason with a stress reaction, and he struggled out of the gates big time against Bryant, and even before that. Over the last few games, he's looked like Elijah Martin again, and they were without Nick Boyd. But for them to be great, he has to be great, in my opinion. What's the key for you, for FAU, being able to, I don't know, duplicate? Because, again, to say they're going to go to another Final Four is insane. But to have another really, really good year.
The thing is they're so good at all the other things. Like they score, sure. They have some go-to players, sure. But Dusty's done a great job of getting those guys to all be on the same page all the time. And with Golden, they can compete with you from a size perspective. And I'm not sure, are they back? I don't think they ever left. I think Bryant took the air out of the ball because they have a guy named Earl Timberlake who was at Miami, then was at Memphis. And even before that, that's a DeMatha kid who was a McDonald's All-American. So Bryant has a guy that can control the tempo of the game. And sometimes that can get away from you, even at home early in the season. I don't think they've gone anywhere. And then for them to come out and beat Virginia Tech like that tells me 2 things. One, they're locked into a scouting report because as Coach knows, Mike Young runs some really good stuff. Another thing is they were guarding one-on-one because Sean Padula is a tough sucker too. We talked a little bit about Joe Girard coming down to Clemson before we started this show with Coach Boeheim. Sean Padula is a dude too, and he can create some on the ball. He can find his teammates. They also have Hunter Couture that when he's healthy, Virginia Tech's significantly better. That tells me they were locked in defensively and they're guarding the ball at a high level. The offense is going to find itself because they're all so familiar with each other. I don't think they ever left, but if they get the air taken out of the ball a little bit, when you play somebody like a Bryant who has one key guy in Timberlake who was really good in that particular game, then you can slow them down a little bit. But they're scoring 84 points in the championship game. Dusty May's not going anywhere. They never went anywhere to begin with. And the fact that, like Coach said, they kept everybody there and Dusty stayed as well, that says a lot about kind of the thing that they're building down in Boca.
Listen, Boeheim wouldn't be leaving Boca either if he had a chance to coach down there. He'd be
I'm
there
in
forever.
Boca.
He still wouldn't
I'm
retire.
in Syracuse, New York. That's the kind of the northern Florida Boca kind of place, you know. You just
Same
gotta know
thing.
where.
That's right. Same thing in the winter. We're
Close.
actually going, Jim, this week we're doing Field of 68 tip-off in Boca at FAU. There's going to be 3 games. It starts Thursday with FAU against Liberty, who's been awesome. Richie McKay has done an incredible job. They're undefeated there. So that Thursday game is going to be an absolute war down there.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.